Parentheses plus 3x squared plus 3x plus 2. And then the smaller one goes up here because you're dividing by it. And then you're just asking how many times does x go into the x to the third? So we're doing the first terms. X is in the x to the third. And all you're asking there, right, well no.
No.
You kind of. You're asking what you have to multiply x by in order to get x to the third. And 3 multiplying by x would just be 3x. So what do you have to multiply by?
X squared.
Right. And you put x squared over the other x squared. You wouldn't put it here because that's an x to the third and you want it all to match up. So you put x squared over the x squared and then you multiply it. So x squared times x is x to the third. And x squared times -1 is negative x squared. And that's why we want it to match up. And then we draw our line and change the sign. So we make that a negative, then we make that a positive. And then we combine them in their own columns. So x to the third combines with negative x to the third to get
X to the 6.
0.
Which not be right because it would cross out. It would cancel out,
yeah,
right?
it just cancels out. So it's negative x to the third. Like if I had a 1 and a -1, that would equal
0.
right. So x to the third and negative x to the third equals
0.
right. So then we're combining 3x squared and x squared, because that's our next column, like that. We combine those, and now we're doing those. And 3x squared and x squared is just going to be 4x squared, right? And once when we're done with that, we bring down our next number, just like we did in division, which is a positive 3x. And now we're just doing the same thing that we did up here. How we did what? How many times does x go into x to the third? Like we did over here. Now we're just doing how many times does x go into 4x squared, our first term. And
Twice.
well, we just asked ourselves the same question.
Oh, just kidding.
So what times x equals 4x squared?
2x. X to the second.
4x.
Right.
What the heck?
Because, alright, just think about it. 4x times x is 4x squared. Because you have two x's, you're putting them together. 4x squared. So we put up here 4x, because that's what we're about to multiply by. And since it's a positive, we want to put a plus there so we don't forget. And 4x times x is 4x squared. And 4x times, hold on, I lost myself here. 4x times -1 is -4x. And we draw a line and we change the sign. So plus, plus. And you just combine. 4x squared combined with 4x squared.
Is 0.
No, that doesn't look right. Because that would equal,
It was already positive.
it was already positive, so we make it mine. You have to actually think about it so you don't mess up like that. Thanks, Kevin. And so that's going to equal 0. And then 3x plus 4x is 7x. And then you bring down your 2. And you do the same thing. How many times does x go into 7x? So what do we have to multiply x by in order to get 7x?
7.
Right. So we put down plus 7. And then we multiply x minus 1 by 7. So 7 times x is 7x. And 7 times -1 is -7. So we put the line on and we change our sign, so plus, negative. 7x combining with -7x is 0. And 2 combining with 7 is
9.
9.
Yay.
And we don't have anything else to bring down, so that's going to be our remainder.
And then
So-
do I put?
Yeah, where do we put our 9?
Beside the equation, and then you put the x minus 1 under it.
Right. And then we just write it somewhere else because that looks messy. So x squared plus 4x plus 7 plus, because this is an addition to that, plus 9 over x minus 1.